What's up, guys? It's Tuzlo, aka Seabass, and yeah, don't worry about the crazy hair day here at the arcade. But got a little life update for you guys. I know some of you have been asking where's the content, what the hell's up with you, and I think today's the day. All right, guys. So I got fired from Honda. Plain and simple. It is what it is. I got fired because I was harassing another coworker. What HR calls harassing, I call banter. So I don't want to stretch this story too long, but I'm gonna pretty much summarize it down. So one of my coworkers, he pulls in a car into a stall, and so whenever a brake light is not working, or basically the brake light's not working, we either yell left brake light, right brake light, third brake light, and that lets the other coworker know, okay, I gotta replace that light bulb. Because on our multi-point inspection, we have a checklist that we have to go through, and one of those is make sure all the light bulbs are working on the vehicle. Brake lights or headlights and whatnot. And so I yell left brake light, left brake light, left brake light. Thought he heard me, whatever. I go by my day, and he's pulling the car out, and I see that the left brake light wasn't replaced. So I yell again, left brake light. And so he's pulling the car out of the shop, and so I yell, wow, lying on our MPI, basically meaning multi-point inspection. So he's basically lying because the brake light bulb is leaving the shop with non-functional. So basically one of the check marks is that they work. Anyways, day goes by. It's a little bit after lunch. I go to my shop foreman because he's the one that dispatches work. And so he's not there. I'm pretty sure he's at lunch. And so I'm like, okay, let me go see what's up with this coworker, the one I yelled the brake light. So I go up to him. I'm like, hey, man, you didn't hear me or what? I said left brake light. And so he ignored me. And so I was like, okay. This is usually a coworker that I used to banter with. We used to just crack jokes. And that's the problem in this industry or any industry. You don't know when someone's going to have a bad day at work. You don't know what's going on in their personal life. I don't want to go into detail. Apparently, I learned some things of this person. He's actually going through some trouble in his personal life. So I won't go into detail on that. But basically, I told him that. He ignored me. And so I'm like, hey, man, everything all right? And so that's when he told me, you need to step away from me. And so I'm like, whoa, I've never seen this side of this person. And so then he goes you gotta be 6 feet away from me. I'm like, oh, all right, man. Yo, I'm not even here for some trouble. I don't know what's up with you. So all of our stalls are divided by a blue square. So basically a blue square divides each other's stalls, lets us know this is not my spot, this is your spot. It's a divider. And so he tells me I need to step away from him. So I do, and I'm already on the other coworker's stall, the one next to him. And so this coworker keeps telling me that I need to leave. And so I thought, I don't know. I was just like, you know what, dude? I'm already on this technician's stall. You go worry about your stall. You go do what you got to do. I'm talking to this guy, So he didn't like that. He didn't like that. It set him off wrong. He just got mad. So my shop foreman comes out of the break room. So he was in lunch. And so I'm like, oh, look, the shop foreman's there. I'm going to go grab some work from him. And I don't know if it was because I cut through his stall to go to my shop foreman, because my shop foreman stall is next to this coworker stall. So I cut through right in front of his toolbox, and I think that kind of set him off with the whole, you need to be 6 feet away from me. And so as I'm going to grab the next job, he's following me. And then he says, I thought I told you to be 6 feet away from me. And so he comes after me. He's not running, but he's walking slow. And he's taking off his gloves and whatnot. And so shop foreman gives me a job, and then this coworker pushes me. He didn't push me initially into the car. He kind of just pushed me. And so I back off and I'm like, yo, dude, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. You need to calm down. You need to calm down, dude. Like, what's wrong? What's wrong? And then my shop foreman yells, hey, you two knock it off, because it was just something small at that point. And so I'm already walking back towards my stall, and he's still following me. And so I tell him, yo, dude, back up. Like, it's not worth it. I'm pretty much just walking like this backwards, and he's coming at me. So then he pushes me a second time and pushes me into a customer car, and I left a dent on the customer car. I'm a big guy. I'm 6'3", 300 pounds. So like, yeah, I did some damage. So he pushed me, knocked my glasses off. And so that's when my shop foreman yells, hey, someone call the police. Someone call the police. And I'm just like, I'm just in shock at this point. I'm like, what the heck just happened? And so, yeah, shop foreman comes to separate us. Two other coworkers come to hold off this specific coworker, the one that pushed me. And so I'm just in shock because I've never seen this side of this coworker before. He's always been like quiet, goofy, and like just a chill guy to talk to. Yeah, he's been there for I want to say 2 years, and I've never seen him act like that. So I was just shocked. And so here comes the general manager, here comes the HR lady. They all come out, service director comes out, and they're all like, oh, what's going on? What's going on? And so I get to tell my side of the story to the GM. And so then the service director comes up to me and he tells me, I'm sorry, but I got to send you home. And I'm like, for what? I was the one that got pushed into it. I was the one that got pushed. And so then he goes, yeah, well, we need to do an investigation. You were involved, so we need to send you home. And he says, I'll give you a call later. Worst case, you come back to work the following day. I was like, all right, whatever. Took my stuff, went home. I get a phone call from this person, or text message, I should say. And he tells me that I've been suspended for, I believe he said a week, 5 days. And so I'm just like, why? What did I do? And so the following day comes and I get a phone call from HR saying that I was terminated. I'm like, oh, damn. So I wasn't upset, or I wasn't mad, and I wasn't like questioning it. I wasn't like, well, why? What did I do? Like, what did I do wrong? And that was because I was not happy where I was at. And you guys can be like, oh, well, you're just saying that because you got fired. Here's the thing, guys. I don't know if you guys noticed the pattern, but back around when I opened up my arcade, it was around March of 2024. I slowly stopped uploading videos to YouTube, and I slowly stopped uploading shop videos. That was because I was pretty much getting burned out. I was just unhappy where I was at. I didn't like the environment I was at. Favoritism. That is a thing inside the shop that was going on between the shop foreman and another technician that I never got along with since day one. And the problem is, I tried to get along with this technician. I tried to be cool with him, but this person would always blame his mistakes on something else. And he never admitted that he was at fault, and he always had someone else to blame. And I don't know why that always bothered me. It's like, if you made a mistake, own up to it. You know, like, say, crap, man, I effed up. You know, that was my mistake. I'll do better next time, or I won't let that happen again. But no, this technician always, well, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. And all the time. Here's one that I will never forget. Here's one that I will never forget. When this technician was changing tires on a used vehicle, he broke the TPMS sensor inside the wheel, and I kid you not, this is what he said: I didn't break it. The tire machine broke it. What? That's like saying, oh, my cup fell. It broke on the floor. I didn't break it. The floor did. This was this guy's attitude. And my shop foreman would baby him, would care for him, would always make sure he had his hours. And if we ever got like crappy warranty work, it wouldn't go to him. It would go to one of the technicians on my side. Me and my coworkers on my side of the shop, we would always say, "Oh, this is the good side, and that's the bad side." Those guys just don't know what they're doing, and so that shop foreman would always give us either hard diags, crappy warranty work, or just stuff that we wouldn't make hours on, and so I always didn't like that. I didn't like that. I didn't like coming into work, seeing that every day. And it was a constant thing. It wasn't just like 1 or 2 days. It was literally every day. And we tried telling our service manager, but the thing was, our turnaround rate for service managers was very, very quick. Like, we would have a service manager for like 5 months. Then here comes a new one. Then here comes a new one a few months later. We never had one over maybe a year and a half. I think a year and a half was like the longest we ever had a service manager. And I applaud Rich. Thank you for moving me from lube technician to line technician. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be where I'm at, because of just so many people just jumping ship and leaving my dealership. And he was a great manager. Unfortunately, he left. And then we ended up getting two more managers. They left. And then we got the last manager that I worked for, which was David. Great guy. Would always listen to me, would always help me out. Made sure I was basically okay. But unfortunately, he also left. And it's because this dealership just kept pushing them all out, because all they cared about were numbers. All they cared about was CSI, customer satisfaction and whatnot. And they never asked the technicians, hey, what's wrong? How can we improve here, the dealership, for you guys? Do you guys need something? Basically, they wouldn't care for us. We were just like, oh, figure it out on your own. Figure it out on your own. And that was the problem with that shop. They weren't there for us. They weren't there to make us feel comfortable. And so I would sometimes go home to my girlfriend, and I would just tell her, like, I don't know how much longer I can do this for. Like, it's really bothering me, just everything I see, and it was breaking me down mentally, and it was just making me not want to go back to work. And so I lost all my motivation for YouTube videos, for just content creating in general. And I told myself, that's not me. That's not me. I'm tearing up a bit right now, guys. It sucks. It really does. So what did I do? I pretty much took my life savings, I saved up a decent amount in the 7 years I was at Honda, and I pretty much created this. This is my arcade. I've already been here for a year and a half. We are doing pretty good here. I'm happy with this location. I've met a lot of new people. There's a lot of people that I talk to on the daily that come here, and it's a good environment here. I love it here, but it's not enough for what I'm trying to do. Both my parents don't work. Both my parents are retired. They're both disabled. My mom has an amputated leg. My dad already had 2 strokes. Still happy, or I'm still glad that both my parents are still here with me. I'm thankful for that every day. And so this place leaves enough just to cover bills at home, groceries, and pretty much pay my parents, sometimes my sister. It's not on the red. We're in the green always, but I just wish it was a little bit better. I'm trying to buy a home. I'm trying to pretty much move up in life. I can see that happening with here, but at a slower rate. So basically, I want to get another. I got another job. I start on the 15th of this month, and I think it's gonna give me a break from the dealership world. I don't want to say right now where it's gonna be. All I'm gonna say is I've been giving hints on my Instagram. It's an autonomous vehicle company owned by Google and SF. So there you guys know. I'm not gonna say the name, but I'm gonna start working there. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do content creation there. It's really touchy subject just because of all the information that they have. I was lucky to do it at Honda because I asked one of my managers, like, dude, just as long as you don't show any personal information like ROs and whatnot and license plates, you should be fine. So I was able to do that at Honda easily, but I don't know if I'm gonna do it here as easy. I'll ask. If I can, then you'll start seeing the videos. If not, then we're gonna have to figure out something else on content creating for shorts, because shorts have been keeping this channel alive. I've been getting paid monthly from YouTube, and it's been helping out. So we're gonna see what happens from there. But anyways, yeah, that's pretty much what happened. It was just a shitty environment, that dealership, and I didn't want to be part of it any longer. I just couldn't find the exit to it, the will to put in my 2 weeks. I just kept looking at my paychecks, and I'm like, this is pretty good money, but is it worth it at this cost that I go home just wanting to break down and just tell myself I don't want to go to work tomorrow because I don't want to see that. I really don't. It's frustrating. So people were telling me it's a blessing in disguise, Seabass. Just take it that way. You seem much happier. You're back to doing the YouTube shorts, even though they are archived videos. None of them are new. So if you guys are wondering, like, wait, I thought Seabass left Honda. How's he still uploading? They're all old videos, guys. So I do have a few. I will upload them as soon as possible. Yeah, basically that's it, guys. I was just unhappy where I was at, but I was just too scared to make change. And change happened, and here we are a couple months later. So, yeah. And you know what's the crappy part? I kid you not. Like, it's funny how all my friends at the dealership, they stayed in contact with me, and they were all just updating me throughout the whole way. And this technician that pushed me, he got fired as well. Same thing, I got fired, but he went to another Honda dealership few miles down the street, and the technician that I'm cool with told me, hey dude, I just found out that he's getting his job back here. Well, basically they told him after 3 months he can come back and reapply, because apparently he was the victim and I wasn't. So he got his job back, and he told his coworker, you know what? It's good that they called me back, because I was probably going to get let go from this other dealership because I couldn't keep my productivity up. And this guy, I kid you not, he was flat rate. I never saw him one time above 65-70% productivity and efficiency. He was always below the 80, never did his 80, and they somehow let him stay. And they called him back. I was never under 120 hours every 2 weeks. Never. Never, never, ever. There was one. I think it was Christmas when I only did my 80 because it's Christmas. Not too many people come to the dealership, but I was still able to do my 80 hours throughout December. So that says a lot. So I was always at 120. So that's why my checks were always coming out pretty good, and I liked it. But again, it's just not worth it. And then a few months later, that technician that the foreman always babied and always like fed, I find out that he did a wiring harness and he forgot to connect the speed sensor, and this has been a problem since day one. He wouldn't road test vehicles, and basically he would always be called out like, dude, you need a road test, you need a road test. Didn't connect the speed sensor, didn't road test the vehicle. Customer comes back, my speedometer's not working, my whole dashboard is a Christmas light or a Christmas tree because of all the flashing lights. He ended up getting terminated because they just kept telling him so many times. And I'm surprised it took that long, but I'm actually glad he got fired for that. I'm happy for that. So yeah, that happened. And that was pretty much it. That's pretty much it, guys. I don't want to drag this story any further. That concludes the chapter for Honda for now. I will be releasing another video of interview questions. I just got done with 3 interviews, and the one question all 3 of them asked me, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Every time I hear that question, I always remember that scene on Family Guy when Peter Griffin goes to an interview and they ask him that, and then he goes like, don't say doing your wife, don't say doing your wife, don't say doing your wife, and then he goes, doing your son. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I need to cheer myself up. Anyways, that's it, guys. If you guys made it to the end of the video, let me know down in the comments below. Give me some feedback. Give me something, man. Not saying I'm going through through a bad time right now, but just talking to some of you guys, replying to comments really helps out a lot. It puts me in a good zone. It puts me in a safe zone. I like doing this. I like doing YouTube. I did it for so long, and I want to continue doing it. So there's more projects to come. It's just I took a break because money's tight right now. I can't be buying stuff, but you guys did see I did buy the MR2, and we are working on that. So yeah. Thank you guys for watching. That's all I got for now, guys. Thank you guys.